I'm at my home studio and today I'm going to show you how to use my macrame kit. So in the macrame kit, you are going to get a photo of the project that you're making and instructions. You are either going to be making this cute wall hanging in back of me, or the same pattern comes in a zipper pull. Then you're going to be getting cording. So you're going to get 4 pieces of cording of one color and 2 pieces of cording of another color. Then you're going to be getting a zipper pull if you're doing the zipper pull project. And you're going to be getting a dowel if you're doing the wall hanging. So let's go over what you need from home. You need a scissors, and you need a comb, and you need either tape or a clipboard. I'm going to be demonstrating the 3 basic knots of macrame to make this project, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's begin. Start by taking your knotted up cording and unknot it. You can leave each strand doubled up because that's how we're going to begin our lark's head knot. We are using 100% cotton macrame twisted cording for these projects. We're using 3mm cording for the zipper pulls and 4mm cording for the wall hanging. We will begin the lark's head knot by making a loop on one end and making sure the 2 strands on the other end are even and pulling it. Then we're going to take our loop and put it in front of our dowel or our zipper pull. And then we're going to take that loop and wind it around the back and take our 2 strands and pull them through. Then you're going to be tightening up those 2 strands onto your holder, just like so. Let's begin by taking our 4 strips of cording of one color, attaching those, and then put the 2 other strands of another color on each end. The lark's head knot is the first knot that you use in any macrame project. It's always the knot that you use to attach your cording to its holder. Also, as you begin knotting, you want to make sure that you're pulling your knots the same so they look consistent, and also that your spacing is the same. Spacing on a project can really give each project a different look. So if we were to do today's project with an inch, let's say, between each knot, it would look very much different than what we are doing today. That's something fun to play around with after you learn these basic 3 knots of macrame. For today, use the spacing that I am knotting. With our lark's head knots complete, let's move on to our next knot, which is the square knot. At this point, you can either tape down your project or put it in your clipboard. You want to create resistance for these next knots. Using your color in the center, we're going to make 2 square knots. Square knots use 4 pieces of cording. So I am going to be taking my other cording and moving them away so I don't get confused. When you're making square knots, you want to always do the same thing. So I'm going to start with my right hand cord, and that cord is going to go under those 2 middle cords, which are called your filler cords or holding cords, and it is going to go over the left hand cord. Then the left hand cord is going to go over those filler cords and through that big loop. Now you want to pull that knot up all the way to the top, to your lark's head. And you need to be holding your filler cord so it doesn't get bunched up in there. We're half through the square knot now, so we're going to now do the same exact thing, but coming with the left hand cord. So the left hand cord is going to go under the 2 filler cords and over the right hand cord. And then your right hand cord is going to go over the fillers and through the loop. Pulling up tight, and you've now have your first square knot. Now we're going to move over to the next 4 pieces of cording and make another square knot. So you'll have 2 in the row. So you've made this one. Now you're going to move over and make this one. And then we're going to drop down 1 row and make 1 in the center of those 2. Now that you know how the square knot works, you can add my little ditty, which I use to help me remember what to do. And it goes like this: under, over, over, through. So, under, over, over, through. Under, over, over, through. So you do it once, and then from the right side, and then you do it again from the left side. Under, over, over, through. Under, over, over, and through. Under, over, over, through. And you have got yourself a square knot. You've completed the first row. Now we're going to move down and make that square knot in the center of the 2 on the top, making a triangle. So what I'm going to do next is flatten out all of my cords, put them together, and then I'm going to divide out the 4 in the center of those 2. So I'm going to be taking 2 of the cords from one of the knots and 2 of the cords from the other of the top square knots. And those are the 4 that I'm going to use to make my next square knot. Now let's go over that little ditty that I said to make a square knot. We're going to go under, over, over, and through. Under, over, over, through. Remember, you're always starting from the right side, so you're going to use the right hand cord to do that under, over, over, through. Now we're starting with the left. Under, over, over, through. We have now completed our 3 top square knots. And we are going to move on to our half hitch knot. The half hitch knot is the basic knot for the double and triple hitch knots, which we will be using right here. The half hitch knot is a fun one because it creates an outline, definition, and also some depth to your work. You'll see here that I'm dividing out the cords that I'm going to use this half hitch on, and then I'm taking my end 2 pieces of cord that's the different color, and laying them on top of the cords pieces of cording which are a different color, and lay them on top of one on the left, and I am going to pieces of wind that around the holding cord. Bring it around. Don't make it super tight. So you can see here that I'm making it a circle, and now I'm going to come around and put it through that loop. It's into itself through the loop again. So here we have a double hitch. So if you do it 1 time around, it's the half hitch. If you do it twice, it's the double hitch. We're going to do all double hitches down here. You can do it as many times around as you need to, because sometimes when you take the next one, it's too far apart, so you need to do it another time around. So you can see here that I'm taking it around. So you're going to put it in through the left-hand side each time into the loop. Okay, so now you will do the other two cream cords until you get down to that point. So you're going to grab the end of the cord in through to the left, making one loop, and you're going to wind it around again, making the second loop. One more half hitch and you're down to your point, and then we will move on to the other side. Now we'll start with the hitch knot on the right hand side and move down to the center point. Taking the first piece of cream cord on the right with your very end holding cord on the top of it and winding the cream cord around, coming in on the right side. So there we have once, and now we're going to take that and we're going to bring it around and through the loop a second time. We are now going to do this hitch knot with the other 3 cream cords, winding it around 2 times each for a double hitch knot. Again, you can wind it around more if you need. Oh, there I did it 3 times because I needed to create more length there. All done. We are going to complete this design with a square knot in the center, like that gray knot is right there. Okay, so do you guys remember how to make the square knot? Using those 4 pieces in the center, we're going to do the under, over, over, through. Starting with your right hand cord under the filler cords over the left. And then the left goes over and through. Pull it up tight. And now let's do it from the left hand side. With our left hand cord, we are going to go under the filler cord and over the right cord. And then with the right cord, we are going to go over and through, pulling it tight. You have just learned your basic 3 knots of macrame. Congratulations! You guys, from here on out, you can make this project exactly what you want it to be. You can continue with your square knots and your half hitch, like the example and your photos. Or maybe you'll choose to take your scissors and cut it off in the angle that you want right now and complete it that way. I will be showing you shortly how to fringe off your project. If you want to continue using your square knots, you've already done the top one right there. So the next row you would go down and do 2, then you would go down and do 3, then you would go down and do 2, and then you could do your half hitch, and then you could do 4 more square knots to make that diamond at the end. It really can be your own design at this point. You could do a whole lot of different things. Let me demonstrate how to cut it off. So you could do a lot of different things here. You can cut off the ends of your pieces of cord straight across. Here I'm doing it in a V. You could do it at a simple angle. And then it's really fun to fringe out the ends. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to take those twisted pieces of cord and I'm going to unravel them. At the very end, after I've unraveled everything, then I give it another final cut because usually it unravels differently. And so when I'm cutting it, I don't cut it exactly the way I want it. I leave it a little bit longer. And so here I'm unraveling each individual cord. And this takes a little bit of time. Now you could unravel just a portion of this. You don't have to unravel all the way up to the knots, or you can. That's a design choice for you. See, in that little wall hanging, I have simply unraveled just the bottoms of those, and then I've left the twisted cord the rest of the way, which is cute too. Lots of different options for you to try. So I'm going to continue working on this. This is just a great way to finish off your project and give it a really professional, finished look. So now I'm going to take my comb, you could use a brush too, and I am going to just comb it out. Give it that really nice frayed look. This is looking so cute. So here I'm almost done with the project. I'm just unraveling my last strands. You can leave these strands kind of just like that too in some parts. I do that sometimes, and that's really cute, and don't brush them out. You can see here how it just looks fun and finished. And then I'm going to, now I want to just take my scissors and I want to even it out exactly. See how it's just didn't get perfect. You never know how it's going to unravel perfect. So here I'm giving it a final little straight cut. And this is such a fun little piece of art, you guys. I hope that you post some pictures of your finished product, your finished macrame. I hope you love this project. I hope this is just the beginning to your macrame hobby. Keep creating, my friends.